at the scene of this horrific act. We also greatly appreciate all of the external agencies and local businesses who have offered their assistance. Our police, with assistance from other law enforcement agencies, handled this crisis in an exemplary manner, and I am grateful for the mutual aid and cooperation between all the agencies involved. Thank you.
Again, my name is Captain Shane Ware with the Vestavia Hills Police Department, and I'm speaking here today with Chief Danny Rary. On Thursday, June 16th, 2022, at approximately 6:22 p.m., the Vestavia Hills Police Department and the Vestavia Hills Fire Department were dispatched to St. Stephen's Episcopal Church, located at 3775 Crosshaven Drive, Vestavia Hills, Alabama, in the Cahaba Heights community, on a call of an active shooter. The church was hosting a small group meeting referred to as a Boomers Potluck Dinner. Our investigation, while ongoing, has revealed that an occasional attendee of the church that I will only identify as a white male, aged 71, was at the dinner. At some point, he produced a handgun and began shooting, striking 3 victims. The victims are being identified as Walter Rainey, white male, age 84, from Irondale, Alabama. He was deceased on the scene of the event. Sarah Yeager, white female, age 75, from Pelham, Alabama. She died at UAB Hospital. A white female, age 84, from Hoover, Alabama, is currently being treated at a local hospital. Another attendee at the event subdued the suspect and held him down until law enforcement arrived. The suspect is currently in custody at the Vestavia Hills Police Department and will remain here while warrants for capital murder are issued by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office later today. The suspect acted alone. There is no threat to the community. Detectives with the Vestavia Hills Police Department and numerous other agencies are still actively investigating this case and remain on scene at the Episcopal Church. The Vestavia Hills Police Department would like to thank all of our local and federal partners that assisted during this investigation. That includes the Mountain Brook Police and Fire Departments, Shelby County 911, the Hoover Police and Fire Department, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, the ATF, the United States Marshal Service, the Pelham Police Department, ALEA, the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office, the Jefferson County Coroner's Office, and the Rocky Ridge Fire Department. All subsequent updates will be released through the Vestavia Hills Police Department Facebook page and traditional press releases. I will have a copy of this available for you upon the conclusion of today's event. I will take a few brief questions that do not jeopardize our ongoing investigation. Yes, ma'am.
Last night during the police radio communications during the active shooter situation, it was very apparent through the officers' conversations that this suspect was known to law enforcement, that y'all had dealt with him before, knew where he lived, knew what kind of car he drives. Can you discuss at all past interactions with this suspect?
Any past interactions involving this suspect are currently still being investigated by numerous agencies. It would be premature at this time for me to go into that topic.
Captain, how many people were inside of the church at the time this was happening? You described the situation which a fellow parishioner subdued the shooter. How critical was that in saving lives?
It was extremely critical in saving lives. The person that subdued the suspect, in my opinion, is a hero. I don't know how many people were in the meeting at the time of the event, but the person that subdued him is a hero.
No idea ballpark how many people were there?
I don't want to speculate.
Captain.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you talk about just the suspect's motive at this point?
Okay.
He had already been an attendee at the church, do we know? Because we've had targeted attacks at churches recently.
What I'm able to tell you is that, yes, the suspect has previously attended services at this church. But as far as the motive behind this event, it is still being looked into by too many agencies, and it would not be appropriate for me at this time to speculate on that. This will be my last question. Yes, ma'am?
Captain, can you tell us why you're choosing to withhold the suspect's name?
But first of all, the warrants have not been issued yet by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. I believe the suspect's identity will be released as soon as the warrants are signed. Okay? A copy of this will be available for each of you to pick up if you need it in the lobby. All subsequent press releases and media releases will be handled by our Vestavia Hills Police Department Facebook page and traditional media releases that are emailed to many of you now. If you need to provide me with an email address so that we can email this to you, leave it with the employees at the receptionist desk in the lobby. Thank you.
Did the shooter know the victim?
I don't know that. This is my last question. Thank you.
Can you just tell us if the weapon was legally obtained or not?
Last question. Thank you.
All right, so a bit of an update from the Vestavia Hills Police on that shooting at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church that's just outside of Birmingham. And this is sort of a little different, I think, but the suspect is described as a white male, age 71. He was occasionally attended services at this church, and there was an event going on, a dinner happening. He was present at that dinner, and then at some point, he got up and began shooting. We have an 84-year-old man who has been killed, a 75-year-old woman has been killed, and then an 81-year-old survivor remains in the hospital. They are awaiting warrants for capital murder for this suspect, and that's all the information they were able to give us. No word on a motive, but clearly he was familiar with the parishioners there and familiar with the church. When we get more information on this, of course, we'll bring it to you. For now, we're going to take a bit of a break.
An original documentary from CBS reports.
It's gonna be big!
The metaverse, the virtual world that's become a cryptocurrency casino.
It's like buying property on Mars.
Do they get an actual picture of this? No, it's a digital copy. Why would they pay for that?
Making millionaires almost overnight.